now we're gonna move a little bit more tactical into the social media realm. So, number one thing when you're starting off for you. So number one thing is ask yourself, what is your strength, okay? What are you strong at? All right, because we're all strong at different things. And if you're running your own social media platform for your business, you gotta ask yourself, what are you strongest at? For me, when I started, my strong suit was creativity. I also learned content, which I enjoyed, content creating. And I was really good at sales. Those are my strong suits, right? But I was missing components, okay? I was missing components. And at first you're gonna realize when you start anything, you're gonna miss certain components. And that's okay at the beginning because you're gonna learn. But it's gonna show you that one day you need help, all right? And the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of times I see and I've heard a lot of big people on social media who run their infrastructures or their businesses, and the first thing they'll tell you is, I never asked for help, okay? I never asked for help. And one of the biggest things you can do is ask for help. When you guys are stuck studying, some of you are hesitant to ask for help from your teachers. That's why they're there. Ask for help. We don't have all the answers. We don't know all the answers. Okay, so ask for help. The same thing in your business, in your social media, you're trying to grow it, ask for help. Okay? What do you need help in? Okay? So for me, what did I need help in? What did I need help in? That's what I kept asking myself. Number one, I needed to bring on somebody who can take off the load from my content creating. Why? Because I needed to scale. And in order for me to scale, I need to now hand things over, right? And just to talk a little bit about handing things over, this falls into your scheduling, okay? So another big important thing that ties in with this is your scheduling, right? So in your guys' case, all the stuff in the 4 core has to be in your schedule, right? Anything important for you has to be in your schedule. Anything you want to do has to be in your schedule, all right? And once you build out your schedule, you're going to be able to see the strong suits where you can place them in your schedule, and you're going to also see where you can hand things off, so that way you have more time to focus on your strong suits. Okay? You guys get it?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so now that was my number one thing, needing help with content creating. I've worked with different content creators. All right, so sometimes you have to understand, if you find somebody maybe close to you, you can work a deal with them. You can give them a percentage of what you're doing. All right? There's many ways that you can do this when you're starting off, so don't be scared just because you feel I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, to ask and say, hey, can we work something out? I've done it many times, all right? It's just to let you know you have to go through that. It's because you're gonna go through that, especially when you're starting your own thing, all right? But I had to eliminate this so that I can focus on my more important things on the road. The next thing was build a team in sales, all right? As much as I was good at doing sales, I can't do it all, especially if I'm coaching people. All right, I need to shift my attention now to focus more on coaching, delivering, and thinking of my next steps for my infrastructure of my business. So building a sales team, okay? So building a sales team, that was my next thing. So I'm showing you guys from my experience what I needed to go through, okay? So I know my strengths. So tell your guys, you got to know your strengths. What do I need help with? And ask for help. That's the number 2. Identify what you need help with. Okay? So strengths, identify what you need help with. Lastly, a game plan. You need to have a game plan. Okay, guys? And what I mean by game plan, you need to have things in place to give direction for you and your team. Okay? You need to have things in place to give directions to you and your team. You have to have systems, formulas, strategies, written out, pre-recorded. You have to train your team. And the reason why I'm going back to saying this again is because it's going to go back to the beginning. Remember I said, you might see my page, you might see the blue check, you might see this, But it's taken all this to get there. It's not just me posting and, oh, this thing goes viral, great. Everybody's tagging me, great. I became big on platform. No, that's not what happened. All right? There's a lot of this back stuff so you understand that this is what it's taken to be able to get to this position in the first place. And I'm still learning. All right? As much as I'm teaching, I'm still a student. I stay a student. If I don't see a student, I'm not going to succeed. You have to always keep learning in life. There's always new advances, new stuff every single day, especially now in the era we live in. All right? What worked 6 months ago is not going to work 6 months later. So there's a lot of nuances. Certain things might stay intact, but there's always a lot of nuance. You got to stay up to date. All right, so the game plan. What is the game plan for your team? All right? And then now being a leader for your team. How are you leading your team? Learning leadership. All right? So this is all the stuff it takes to operate a social media platform and a business you're running out of it. And this is just like laying out more of the bullet point stuff. There's specifics to each one, which I'm not going to go into, but it's so you can see again, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. All right, guys? And I'm going to say it like that because it's the truth. And I'm a huge advocate where I tell people, cool, that's a cool idea. You want to do that? I'm all for it. Go for it. Go out there and blow your social media up. Go put your business out there. Be an entrepreneur. I'm all for it. That's what I do. I love it. But I'm going to tell you what it comes along with. It's not going to be easy. All right? And that's why, again, you got to surround yourself with the right people. You got amazing people here. You got amazing teachers. You got amazing students and friends. All right? You got to put yourself out there. When you become an entrepreneur, you got to surround yourself with the right people. Okay? If you don't surround yourself with the right people, you're going to become those people. Okay? You are who you hang out with. So true. I've learned that the hard way. You are who you hang out with. And I'm telling you right now, some of you might be friends. In 5 years from now, you guys might not be friends anymore. I'm telling you the facts. So you guys are looking at each other. Some of you might not even be friends anymore. Why? Not because of a bad thing, just because one of you might be at another level and the other person might want to stay here. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So understand that as you go through life, you're going to have new friends in every level that you decide to scale up to. All right? Doesn't mean that those people, you're not going to ever talk to them. It just means that you're going to keep growing and new people are going to keep filling as you're growing up. All right? That's a reality check that I got faced with a few years ago. First time I really realized that, I was like 19. I was like, oh man, I gotta cut this person out of my life. Friend that I had from years in high school. So you're gonna come into these positions where you gotta do certain things in order to be able to lay the foundation and be able to succeed in whatever it is that you're doing in your own life. Work, business, studies. You gotta understand that.